Welcome back to the ZnZerna Music Hour. The music doesn't stop from here on out. We got 5 new songs distilled from previous episodes back in 2022. We got, right now, Philip K. Dick on the vocals. Holler in the chat if you're out there.
How would we perceive such lateral changes? What would we experience? What clues?
My name's P.T. Burnem. Welcome back to the ZnZerna Music Hour. Shoutouts to Cold Rhymes. My man Dan Keats, keeping it moving. Oh shoot! Spiker! The spiky one! How's it going?
Let us say that there exists this very rich
We got some really good tracks for you tonight. I'm glad you're listening. We are going to go to the breather, but not yet. First, just showing off the rig. This is the Imaginary album in process. It's going great. We are coming up with these new tracks each day, and they're sounding really nuanced and good. So I'm really happy with the state of the art right now. I'm really happy with the state of my art and kind of just like life in general at the moment. Just making a lot of music. That's pretty much it. What's up with you? How are things going? You still got the skull above your head? Yeah, thanks. It's been really nice to be able to actually get down with this stuff and put in the work necessary to create tracks like the one you're hearing now.
What does he see?
Thanks.
Certainly isn't what he
I feel good.
But also, it isn't somehow. And here we must become very simple.
I feel in touch. Yeah, I miss y'all too. I had a dream about y'all the other night.
His brain circuit was saying, yes,
I mean, it wasn't, psychosomatic, sexy. Just kind of being back there. I was talking to Christine, and I was like, do you think I can come back to work? And she thought that I meant, like upstairs, and she was like, well, I don't know about that. And I was like, no, I'm just talking about like on the floor. And she was like, oh shit. And then like the thing turned into a Willy Wonka sort of deal, and it was like right this way to the buffet. It was a crazy dream. But yeah, I definitely miss the folks and the routine. It's actually a really hard thing to impose routine on yourself, and I'm finding that out. It's been a little bit of a not a struggle, but a journey, like for sure. I thought it would be a little easier than it was to impose a structure that was healthy and that leaves me feeling good. But check this out. Got these shekels. I heard that people are still making the shekels. I'm glad to hear it. I still got some of the best shekels. Oh yeah. And the path is narrow. The mountain is wide and the path is narrow. But actually some of the stuff that I'm playing right now from Philip K. Dick is very relevant to all of this. It's like about like alternate realities in space. Oh, you know what? Since you're here, Spicy, look, there's this really crazy sci-fi called the three-body problem. And it's got this crazy theory, right? You're gonna like this. It's a crazy, brutal theory about space and why space is so, empty. So, basically, according to the Fermi paradox, we should have a lot of life. According to what we know about life and the way that it creates itself and its tenacity, the universe should be full of life, but it's not. So, the question is, why is that? And one of the answers is potentially this dark forest hypothesis, which is this, that any sufficiently advanced species understands that any other civilization, its main job is to survive, and it could be a threat to them. And even if they think, maybe it's not a threat to us, they can't be sure that the other one isn't also thinking it might be a threat to me and obliterate them someday. So basically, the only safe practice is to obliterate anything that you see. So it's like this dark forest where anything sufficiently moving is also sufficiently aware that you don't make noise and you kill them. It's a fucked up thing. So it's like actually the universe isn't empty. It's just like everybody's hiding and ready to kill. So yeah, that's a three-body problem. It's a really excellent book about a species called the Trisolarians. They have 3 suns and the world is really unstable. But we're gonna go to the breather here in a moment. Yeah, it's really crazy. It's I hope it gets made into something like really spectacular stuff. Yeah, it's a 3-book series, and it's like it's dark as dark can be. It's not good news. It's called the three-body problem.
The rightful faithful shall see it, because for them it is always daytime. But for the others,
scary shit.
What seems expressed here is the paradoxical, but enthralling.
Imagine a weapon that could break down a whole dimension.
The kingdom were an established
fold everything in.
Not be visible to those outside.
Barry, what
I
up?
offer the idea that in more modern terms,
we're kicking this EP. I don't know if you got a chance to hear last week's EP, but this is going to be part of this week's EP.
They will remain stuck along the lateral axis, which means that for them the kingdom did not come, not in their alternative world. And yet, meantime, it did come in ours. So it comes, and yet it does not come. Amazing. If you have followed my conjectures about the overlapping of these alternate worlds, and you sense as I do the possibility that if there are 3 or 4 or 2, there may be 30 or 3,000 of them, and that some of us live in this one, others of us in another one, others in others, and that events on one track cannot be perceived by persons not in that track. Well, let me say,
if any of y'all have YouTube videos of people talking,
I think I once experienced
some philosophy, especially if it's about travel or interdimensional travel, especially.
I'm not there now.
You send me the YouTube link, and I'll put it right here on the TV.
I grieve for that loss.
Right here.
Somehow I moved lateral
on the TV.
Then fell back. Then it was gone.
In place of Philip K. Dick here. Right now, this is Philip K. Dick. He's live on the iPad.
I and my stories and novels often write about counterfeit.
Nice. No worries.
Semi-real world, as well as the strange private world, inhabited off.
Check this track out, though. It's good. I'm digging it.
The other characters either remain in their own world throughout, or are somehow drawn into one of the
No time did I have a
no time at no time did lying tangent to what evidently is most actualized one.
talking about the Matrix.
He or it articulates, prints out, so to speak, the matrix choice to infuse it with actual substance, the core or essence of reality, that which receives
Oh, let's get it, Barry.
Partially actualized reality.
Okay, okay. Check that out.
In advance, our great advocate selected variable, the alternation of which brings final victory to him. In winning each sequence in turn, he claims some of us, we who participate in the sequence. This is why instinctively people pray, Libera me Dominus, which decodes to mean extricate the programmer as you achieve one victory after another. Include me in that triumph. Move me along the lateral axis so that I am not left out. Sense as being left out means nothing other than remaining under the jurisdiction of or falling prey to malignant power. But
Welcome back. Part 2.
These are demiurgic figures, and usually I believe they're either subservient to the demiurge or they sort of collectively compose the demiurge itself.
Okay, and then just to jump in, demiurge is the concept of this spiritual being that thinks it is God, as the Christians understand the concept of God, the creator of the
Yeah, let's get it.
earth.
I'm down to throw it on. It doesn't have to be about travel.
He is that, but he is not.
I'm just trying to kind of start people off with a theme because sometimes they don't know what the post is about.
Why the demiurge and the archons trap us on world of matter? I think this kind of
What do you think of that?
tradition. Some thinkers claim that the demiurge was jealous of private man. I think others claim that it's just kind of like an error or an accident caused by ignorance. Because Sophia is usually a big part of all these Gnostic creation myths. She's the personification of the metaphysical force of primordial wisdom. And in many versions of this myth, she foolishly tries to comprehend the monad, but in the process of this error, she fragments logical necessity into all these different planes of existence. So I think there's some variation as to why these archons exist. But as I said, they were almost always associated with astrological energies and planet spheres. In late antiquity, it was believed that astrology was deeply connected to many processes in the natural world, including the human body. So we actually have this really
Hi, dropshippers. Time to focus on what
I try to reduce that. We're gonna be going through the beats a couple times.
if anyone has any ideas.
I think I'm gonna like this.
Since it would be impossible to disarm unilaterally, the only possible way was to slow step by step, inch by inch disarmament. So he thought the assault treaty, for all of its flaws, was a step in the right direction because it was an agreement not to have a war, but to slowly de-escalate the next area and de-escalate the physical violence.
And exactly.
Well, actual functioning explosive bomb gets obsolete after about 10 years and has to be reprocessed here at Rocky Flats, actually, or the components have to be reprocessed. Then the old bombs that are sort of obsolete
Yeah.
are stored in
That's what I'm trying to get is people's philosophers,
Santa Fe.
people's thinkers, and people's performers, as long as there's no like music
Right
behind
now.
it.
No, as the bombs do get obsolete. So he was saying just let them do nothing and let everything go through normal obsolescence. That was his idea.
Mr. Burroughs, why not instant disarmament? Why not instant disarmament?
Well, I have nothing against it. I just don't think that it's very practical. It never has worked.
But neither has war. I'm not challenging you. I heard George Wald speak in 1970, 1971 in Cambridge, and there was a little bit of heckling in Harvard Square about how to get out of the war, and George Wald said, you want to know how to get out of the war? Just get in your boats and we leave the war. And I always thought that sounded right. What I'm trying to bring up again is, why not? Even if it is unrealistic or impractical.
This is a song that originally was being worked on with me and Dan Keach together on a ZnZerna episode.
asking to what extent you think perhaps Armageddon is destined. Do you believe in this? Do you believe in such things? I wouldn't venture. Willing to go with what?
Something familiar and you return to dust. Dust and snow, walking your love and deceived by some magic
Talk would
show.
go much better if we only talked about evidence and not about hypotheses. Thank you.
Blessed is just not luck. I don't say there's our blessed is just not luck. I don't know what are you talking about?
You have given 2 pieces of evidence. I don't know any more myself.
I don't say that there's our blessed is just not luck. I don't say that there's our blessed is just not luck. I don't say that there's our blessed is just not luck. This subject has been pretty well worked over. Yes, someone has a question there, I believe.
Yeah, what is your opinion of the ERA and the women's movement in general?
Of the what?
We're getting to
The
our last
ERA, I
one that
read
you
in,
might recognize.
An interview with you in Rolling Stone College Papers, and correct me if I'm wrong, you said you thought women were a biological mistake.
That mistake would imply some of the makings. So,
We're gonna go back to the breeder after
it's,
this.
yes, metaphysical, very metaphysical question. It implies someone that made the mistake. What I am actually saying is that the contradictions that arise in a dualistic, the contradictions that arise in a dualistic, the contradictions that arise in a dualistic, the contradictions that arise in a dualistic,
Going to the breather. Sorry for yelling.
Is it possible our department will communicate with them? Are they already communicating with us?
well, if there's any validity in the flying saucer sightings, etc., I've never seen one myself, but I know people that have, would indicate that their technology is far in ahead of, far in advance of ours, so that they would be presumably communicating with us. There may be, people have speculated that we have reached a point now where we are a danger to ourselves and perhaps to others in the cosmos.
Wouldn't it be a possibility of communicating with them telepathically? Or perhaps, vice versa?
Well, I think that all communication between people now is at least partially telepathic. And Dr. Lilly was in on that at one time. This is all part of the Dolphin Project, interspecies communication. It's interspecies communication. It's very approximate. So I think that the whole problem of communication is such difficulty. It's not as easy. Not as easy to communicate with aliens as it is with anyone.
Mr. Burroughs, the U.S. government gave up investigating UFOs in 1969. The U.S. government, factually speaking, gave up investigating UFOs in 1969.
Contradictions that arise in
I wondered for an author of prominence like yourself, how you found the publishing market now in terms of being receptive to your own fiction and also just in terms of other people's work,
From what point of view? Do you mean from the point of view of, say, an unpublished author?
That's my own story. No, I'm just wondering, do you find that your own publishers are looking for different stuff, different material from you? Or, are they making demands? Are you under demand in the sense of contracts and things to provide? Or are you actually at liberty to write and market your works as will?
I am completely at liberty. That is, they don't make any changes or ask for any changes. That is, they don't make any changes. I am completely at liberty. That is, they don't make any changes. I am completely at liberty. That is, they don't make workings. I think pretty much a thing of the past. The publisher either accepts the work or they don't. That is, they don't make any changes. I am completely at liberty.
Publishers don't accept.
I don't know of anything, any classification of liberty. I think it's just a question of whether they think the book will sell. They don't make any changes. I am completely at liberty. Prestige books, they know won't sell, but which will give them a certain amount of prestige.
There's nothing left like in the days of Naked Lunch when they won't take it?
I don't think so. I don't think there are any taboo subjects left. I don't think so. I don't think there are any taboo subjects. That is certainly one of the things that has been accomplished in the past 20 years in the Cultural Revolution.
Dreams. Do you have conscious awareness in your dreams? Whenever you're having a dream, do you also have conscious awareness inside that dream? And also, how would you characterize non-logic?
Well, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Very often I know that it's a dream. Is that what you mean by conscious awareness? Knowing that it's a dream?
Say, in your dream, can you say you want to go to a destination and go there consciously? Can you find something
answer is sometimes you can and sometimes you can't. And I've done a lot of experiments along with my
Yeah, this is how I'm kind of bringing interaction into this phase of the project. Because what I'm doing is boiling down these tracks. I'm boiling the tracks down, and I'm gonna eventually have like 5 or 7 that are suitable for like serious work by resampling them and doing exactly what we laid out in the imaginary album plan. But this is like right live. So I'm excited. And I really appreciate your contributions. It's fun to do it interactive. What I'd like to do is take samples that are musical too someday. Do like a whole like live remix of all different pieces, everything from YouTube, nothing pre-done. Hey, Madonna, what up? I'll take that.
And I suppose you all know, to me, one of the most important new facts about dreams is that they are a biologic necessity. See, they have made experiments of waking people.
How are you doing tonight?
Whenever they start to dream, they can tell by the rapid eye movements and also by the brain waves. The brain waves of dreams are very much like the brain waves of people when they're awake. And if they keep interfering with the REM sleep, as the dream sleep, very soon the subject will show all the symptoms of sleeplessness, no matter how much
I'm good.
dream of sleep they're
Feeling real good about the ZnZerna Music Hour right now.
Within 2 weeks or so. So we know now that dreams are a biological necessity.
Oh yeah, Medado, if you want stickers and sticker books and tapes, you can get on board the Dust Cat Dream. I think it's like $3 or $6 a month, and like the Spicy Cat stickers, stuff like that. That all came out of previous rounds of that. So if you don't know about that, just check it out. See if it's something you might be interested in. Next month we're doing a coloring book sticker book. Hell yeah. This year we're also doing like a sort of private audio collage that I'm putting together. Maybe using some of this material that we're hearing now. And some other stuff that I'm working on this year. Oh yeah, if you're gonna go to the Dustcat Dream Drum Machine, again, it's also probably worth it because you get like special stuff regarding it and free entry at certain tiers. Yeah, $10 tier, yeah, definitely. Dusty Cats. And next time I come down, I'm gonna probably have like a night that's just like a dance party. Like a special dance party with like objects clanging and remixes of some stuff, but not necessarily oriented around my stuff. But then also have a show with my stuff like the next night. It's gonna be great. 2023 is really exciting.
We know when we watch any performance of an artist, be it a dancer, or an actor, or a musician, we know immediately when the performance is forced. And we say it doesn't ring true, it's too artificial, it doesn't seem to be natural.
Thanks for the watch.
Many people who study the Taoist art think that the way means do nothing.
Do
in
nothing.
The sense of laissez-faire, be lazy. Always be passive. It doesn't mean that.
No, it does not mean be passive.
There is a time for action when you study judo. You use muscle only at the right moment. When your opponent is hopelessly overextended and off balance, and you add a little muscle to it and you throw him across the room. But only then. You never use muscle.
Yes. And this year it's gonna be pretty fucking heady. Like, I got this version of Yomohei Naizen that is really raw and intimate. And I'm gonna drop it either like this month or next month, and only for Dust Cats. But it's like a whole album's worth of new material that I'm really proud of. I'm gonna be sort of revamping it for a public release. But this version is so good that I just had to put it out. And like, yeah, the Dust Cats are getting all that because they're interested.
And thus is virtue.
So it's exciting.
Inferior virtue cannot let go of virtuosity, and thus is not virtue. So one could also say, the real Wu Wei is not intentional, and so is Wu.
The Dust Cats.
Inferior Wu Wei.
Very, the Dust Cats are very ZnZerna.
That it is. In other words, this is saying Wu Wei is not a matter of cultivating
ZnZerna. This is the ZnZerna Music Hour.
Because there are.
Welcome aboard the Dust Cat Dream. Spicy, if you're listening, they got this wild judo talk going. Apply a little muscle, throw them across the room. Yeah, Dusty Cats is the tier. Dust Cats are the entire collective. So, Dusty Cats is the tier above Zerna Cats, but the collective are all Dust Cats. I imagine us dancing on the ship, heading out to perhaps unknown lands. But yeah, all this stuff was made last year.
See, we are in heaven now.
2-hour-long jams.
It's a spaceship.
Distilled down.
What is called in Chinese book, Japanese book. That's what is important. That we, most of us, don't notice.
Barry, I love you.
Even Shakespeare has one of his characters saying, "Oh,
I appreciate you deeply."
but you know you're much more space than you are. If the ponderable, I won't say matter, anyway, somebody once said even a bishop is 80% water. We are air enough. So, but you understand that heaven is space. All those references in those nursery rhymes that we learn as children.
Yeah, and we're gonna try. Yeah, and here's the deal, Barry. On that tier, it's like
glass.
If you find yourself in this area and you want to see a quick demonstration of some of these clanging objects that I got going on around here, which is a place I'm calling the Invisible Gallery, is this home in Richmond. And we're also going to be trying to get the Dust Cat
Nobody
train
can define.
up
Nobody can
into Baltimore,
be nothing.
Maryland area. We actually have a potential place like around Gaithersburg. So we're hoping to get this thing.
But you have to become again as a child to see that. Have you read? Go back to your child.
But yeah, you know, if you can find your way to the Invisible Gallery will open to you. You have that infinite key with that. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun doing a bit of planning for the Invisible Gallery come the springtime, and there will be travels and there will be home shows, and it's exciting. Got here. Now, this one has some vocals on it that are just sort of scratch vocals, and they're just sort of to hold place. I might even sing along to them a little bit here because I get carried away like that. But I feel like they're really strong. So this song is almost certainly going to become Hell Yeah, Mabins. It was a great show. A lot of fun. And we got more of that stuff coming in the future. We got some different stuff too. I've got a little old school rotary phone that I'm going to be hacking into, and there's going to be a bunch of different kinds of advancements. I really am looking forward to just advancing these ideas and seeing where I can take them. And the support is just super, super appreciated because it gives me the time to develop these ideas safely without too much super danger. So this next song is, I'm not sure what I'm going to call it, but this one is one of the ones that will almost certainly get developed. For those of you who are unfamiliar with my imaginary album concept, as an artist who samples, that's a primary way that I arrange and get my sounds together. The act of sampling is itself a creative act, but I kind of wanted to go really like inward with it because I'm starting to learn music theory over the past decade, and getting taught by friends, and also having friends play music, and working with all these synthesizers and stuff like this. you know, like these beautiful synthesizers. So the idea, which I already did before, when I made Perzang, I made some sampleable material that I pulled from, but I didn't do it live. I didn't you didn't have access to where these things came from until way after the fact when I released the Imaginary album. This is basically the Imaginary album part 1, because that was part 0. So this is part 1, where I'm really showing off, you know, in these long form jams and down to these sampleable songs. These songs currently are part of an EP series that is the new Imaginary album. It is going to get pared down maybe to like the best 15, 20 songs, and that will be the Imaginary album that then will be sampled from for some more serious material. So it's an interesting process that you on the Patreon will have access to all the, you know, sort of genetic steps of the process down. But I'm just going to run this song for you.
And you, what is? Ready's not ready. All right, but treat those thoughts that are going on in your head exactly the same as if they were like shapes in the spray. Now, please don't be logical. This is underlining the value behind bring all that back later. Just for time. Just as if it would be.
it isn't somehow, and here we must become very sympathetic with this perhaps somewhat stupid man, because we can virtually see his brain circuit.
A shorty. What a goodie. For those who are participating in the Patreon, all of these songs are going to be available on an EP that I'm releasing roughly around Friday or Saturday. I'm doing an EP a week in January. Definitely. What's cool is, Barry, when I go sending out these private audio collages, I'll be sending a CD right to you. So it's going to be a really intimate kind of, like, right from, no, not a bunch of digital intermediary, you know, tear open the package and throw the CD in. I'm going to run a couple more tracks from the EP, and then I guess we're going to call it a night. We're running up to an hour. I'm playing around with the lights. Now we got some sort of Resident Evil blanking going on. It is a pleasure to be doing the thing for y'all. This evening, my name is P.T. Burnem. This is the ZnZerna Music Hour. I think after this track, I'm gonna run it back to last week and do the highlight track of that last week.
Perhaps we can refine, since we know that such a secret exists, kingdom is ever to be established here on earth, or whether it is a place or state to go to after death. I'm sure I don't have to tell you that this issue has been a fundamental one and an unresolved one throughout the history of Christianity.
Medado, you should check out Philip K. Dick. It's a really wild one. Great author and philosopher.
Thereafter, after some exciting drama, a 1,000-year paradise, a rightful kingdom will be established, at least for those who've done their homework and chores and generally paid attention, have not gone to sleep, as one parable puts it. We are enjoined repeatedly in the New Testament to be vigilant, that for the Christian it is always day. There is always light by which he can see this event when it comes. See this event. Does that imply that many persons who are somehow asleep or blind or not vigilant, they will not see it even though it occurs? Consider the significance which can be assigned to these words. The kingdom will come here.
My pleasure.
Unexpected. This is always stressed. The rightful faithful shall see it, because for them it is always daytime. But for the others, what seems may not exist. So what I'm talking about may not exist. So what I'm talking about may not exist. So what I'm talking about may not exist. inhabited often by just one person, while meantime the other characters either remain in their own world throughout, or are somehow drawn to one peculiar one. This theme occurs in the corpus of my 27 years of writing. At no time did I have a theoretical or conscious explanation for my preoccupation with these pluriform pseudo-worlds, but now I think I understand. What I was sensing was the manifold of partially actualized
Remember
reality,
these, Medato?
lying tangent to what evidently is the most actualized one, the one which the majority of us, by consensus gentium, agree on. Although not exist for what I'm talking about, it did not take me long to open the question as to whether it might not be more than that in fact plural realities did exist, superimposed onto one another like so many film transparencies. What I still do not grasp, however, is how one reality out of the many becomes actualized in contradistinction to the other. Perhaps none
These
does,
songs are from
or perhaps again it hangs
the
on to
EP
things
that's already
agreed
out.
on by a sufficiency of people.
I just posted it up on Saturday.
The one with the true core of being is determined by the programmer. He or it articulates, prints out, so to speak, the matrix choice and uses it with actual substance. The core or essence of reality, that which receives or attains it, and to what degree, that is within the purview of the programmer. This selection and reselection is part of general creativity of world building.
Nice.
Seems to be it or
They work well as a
problem
4-track EP.
which he or it is running.
Let me know which one you like best.
Process to solve as a computer.
Which one you'd most like to see be working.
Thereby generating branched off lateral worlds. I have the impression that the metaphor of the chessboard is especially
Oh yeah. Valis is crazy. Absolutely. Man in the High Castle is a great book. It's crazy because all of Philip K. Dick's books are more philosophical and based around empathy than the movies, which are necessarily more action-based, because that's what movies do good, is action.
passes through stages of a dialectical interaction, thesis and antithesis, as the forces of the two players mentioned. Evidently, some syntheses fall to the dark counterplayer, and yet they do not, by virtue of the fact that in advance our great advocate selected variable, the alternation of which brings final victory to him. In winning each sequence in turn, he claims something.
Like letting out little Philip K. Dick ghosts.
present. Deja vu. Perhaps in precisely the same way, hearing the same words, saying the same words, I submit that these impressions are valid and significant. And I will even say this, such an impression is a clue that at some past time point, a variable was changed, reprogrammed as it were, and that because of this, an alternative world branched off, became actualized instead of the prior one, and that in fact, in literal fact, we are once more living this particular segment of linear time. A breaching, a tinkering, a change had been made, but not in our present, had been made in our past. Evidently, such an alteration would have a peculiar effect on those persons involved. They would, so to speak, be moved back one square or several squares on the board game which constitutes our reality. Conceivably, this could happen any number of times, affecting any number of people, as alternative variables were reprogrammed. We would have to live out each reprogramming along with subsequent linear time actions, but to the programmer, whom we call God, to him,
Thanks, Manada. I really enjoyed making them. I've been working on my bass work, you know?
and since it is possible that each time this happens, a lateral world may be generated, and since I can see that each I suppose it could be argued in a strictly theoretical of prisons and jailers and ubiquitous police. I have. I wrote out these dreams in novel after novel, story after story, to name two in which this prior ugly present obtained most clearly. I cite The Man in the
Yeah,
High
Alex,
Castle
Valis is
and my
incredible.
1974 novel about the U.S. as a police state called Flow My Tears, the Policeman
Flow My
Said.
Tears, the Policeman Said
I'm going
is
to be
an
very
absolutely
candid with you.
weirdly haunted
I wrote
book.
both novels based on fragmentary residual memories of such a horrid slave state world. Or perhaps the term world is the wrong one, and I should say United States, since in both novels I was writing about my own country. I can even tell you what caused me to remember. In late February of 1974, I was given sodium pentothal for the extraction of intact policeman teeth. Later that day, back home again, but still deeply under the influence of the sodium pentothal, I had a short, acute flash of recovered memory. In one instant, I caught it all, but immediately rejected it, however, with the realization that what I had retrieved...
I've read some Wilson, but I don't think I've read that.
Then, in mid-March, months later...
What's it about?
Total body of memory, intact, fire, began to return. You are free to believe me or to disbelieve, but please take my word on it that I am not joking. This is very serious, a matter of importance. I am sure that at the very least you will agree that for me even to claim this is in itself amazing. People claim to remember past lives. I claim to remember a different, very different present life. I know of no one who has ever made this claim before. I suspect that my experience is not unique. What perhaps is unique is the fact that I am willing to talk about it. If you have followed me this far, I would like you to be kind enough to go a little further with me. I would like to share with you something I knew, that is retrieved, along with the blocked off memory. In March of 1974, the reprogrammed variable was tinkered with back at some earlier date, probably in the late 40s. In March of 1974, the payoff, the result, of at least one and possibly more of the reprogrammed variables lying along the linear timeline of our past set in. What happened between March and August of 1974 was one reprogram laid down perhaps bed of change was a spectacular as well as all those associated with the civil rights movement failed, and evidently in the mid-70s Nixon was not been 2,000 years ago at its inception. The first is the revolutionary, and let me add, this appraisal by the police authorities was correct. It took me almost 2 weeks after the return of my memories of my life in Flag A to rid myself of the overpowering impression that all reference to pride, all sacerdotal acts had been veiled in absolute secrecy. But historically, this fits the pattern of the passive takeover, especially those who want not to harm. I also would like to tell you if you have followed this far, to accept my statement about my other sodium pentothal. That dreadful, we overthrew it, just as we overthrew the Nixon era. It was in February of 1974 that my blocked-off memories of Track A returned, and it was in February of 1974 that my novel, Flow My Tears, the Policeman Said, was released finally, after two years' delay. It was almost as if the release of the novel, which had been delayed so long, meant that in a certain sense it was all right for me to remember. That is, to remember that the book was not fiction. The book was based on subliminal memories which I had of such a world. But perhaps until the book was actually released, it was better that I did not remember. Why that would be, I do not know. but I have the impression that the memories were not to come to the surface until the material had been published very sincerely on the author's part as what he believed to be fiction. Perhaps, had I known, I would have been too frightened to write the novel.
He said if he didn't know what happened, he would have been too scared to write the book.
Right. Or perhaps I would have just shot off my mouth and told everybody, and somehow interfered with the effectiveness of that book and such other books of mine as Man in the High Castle, which were also based on residual memory.
Rest of those novels.
Care. Do not even affect it, perhaps, and I repeat the word it emphatically. It was almost certainly to stir subliminal memories in readers back to dim life, not a conscious life, not an entering consciousness as in my own book, but to recall to them on a deep and profound, albeit unconscious level, what a police tyranny is like, and how vital it is, now, then, at any time along any time track in any world, in March, it's really crucial moves to suppose Nixon was against it. In August, 5 months later, they proved successful. It seems to me that in many ways, ideas have a life of their own. They appear to seize on people and make meaning. The idea which seized me 27 years ago has never let go of me as this. Any society in which people measure other people's
It's like a state in which the government which must be over, which must maybe a theocracy, this corporate state, a reactionary monopolist,
I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my Dust Cats, the entire collective, everyone on board the Dust Cat Dream, as we dance our way over 2023. We'll see how it goes. I want to say specific thanks to my DigiCats, and I want to say thank you to my Zona cats, Brittany, Penny Creech, Erica P, Rin. We cannot stop dancing. Boston Cat cannot stop dancing. Becca Maxi cannot stop dancing. Jen W cannot stop dancing. Under penalty of law, Queen Cat cannot stop dancing. Bobby Stouts can obviously not stop dancing. Tammy Seeger cannot stop dancing. That sounds awesome, Alex. Yo, Viz, you're just downstairs, and I know you cannot stop dancing. Wayne Anderson cannot stop. We cannot stop dancing. Eric Akers, you know. Also got to give super huge thanks to Dogfuck, my Lumi cat. Makes wonderful art like what you sometimes see behind me in the webcam. I'm stoked to be his friend. Barry, I'm stoked to be your friend. I'm stoked that have your support on all these things, both technical and practical. And we're gonna run through that one more time. Maybe run one more of these beats. Ted, Doggy, I love you. Barry, I love you. Alex, that sounds real cool. Have y'all read The 3-Body Problem? It's a really wild piece. I love this setup I got right now. So, next week, let's talk more sci-fi. Let's talk about utility fog and the gray goo. I want to talk about the gray goo. Until then, what, 3-Body Problem? That's awesome news, Barry. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Activate the Philip K. Dick ghosts. Alright. That's it. We're gonna play it out on that one. Thank you everybody for joining me on the ZnZerna Music Hour. My name's P.T. Burnem. We're going to be signing off to this. I'm going to let it stay on the error screen while this plays out. It's been a lovely time hanging out with y'all. And I'll see you next week. We'll do the same thing. I'll talk about the new batch of songs that I've got. And if you're on the Dustcat Patreon, remember this Friday or Saturday, I'm going to be dropping these songs in an EP. Other than that, I'll see you next week. I love y'all. Take care. Good night, Barry. Alex.